So how do we find more joy in life? Or are you maxed out in joy? Is there anyone in this world that just maxed out in joy and you just can't imagine having any more joy put on your plate? I don't think so. As a matter of fact, if you look at our private practice over the past 45 years, we're seeing joy decreasing dramatically. Of course, beginning at COVID 4 years ago or whatever it was, there are less people living in joy, less people having joyful days, hours, minutes, seconds than I can ever remember. A lot of people that I'm working with right now, we work on several different topics, but there's always one main one. And there's one woman that we helped get out of alcohol addiction. And now she's sitting here and she's going, I think that's where I found my joy. And I said, that's what your subconscious had convinced you and me, because I formerly was addicted to alcohol. And I said, I was convinced that this was making life so much better. Parties were better, vacations were better, all that kind of stuff. And when it comes right down to it, that was all an illusion. It was all a lie. So what brings you joy? How do we increase it? Well, number one, grab your pen and paper, because you're not going to be able to use your brain here. You've got to use pen and paper. Write down, what are those things that bring joy, that are healthy for me? Write the second part too. What are those things that bring joy that are healthy for me? Streaming Netflix for 10 hours, that may bring you joy, but it's not necessarily healthy for you, right? But if you don't know what brings you joy, how are you going to create a life where there's more joy in it? The answer is you're not going to be able to. So step number one is we write down those things that bring us joy. It could be tiny little things, it could be big things. It doesn't matter to me, but you got to know where joy comes from. Does it come from reading a book? Does it come from playing with pets? Does it come from your volunteering at the pet shelter? Does it come from going to talk to a neighbor who's lonely down the street because they just lost their husband or wife? Where is joy? Where does it come from? What you do for work? If it does, oh my God, you're one of the most blessed people in the world, right? But where does your joy come from? We must figure this out. Does it come from being in the gym? Does it come from playing a sport? Now, after you write down all these things where joy comes from, you have to look at your life and say, am I living joyfully? Am I adding these things that I just wrote down? Am I living them? If seeing the sunset once a week at the beach brings joy, are you going to the beach once a week to watch the sunset, right? Or sunrise, right? Whatever brings you joy, and I'm not going to say this facetiously, I mean this, you're going to have to create a schedule if you're not currently doing it on a regular basis. Too many of us are wasting time on social media, news, all this other kind of nonsense. We're not looking for joy. Joy is in nature. Joy is in communication. Joy is in service. Joy is in taking care of ourselves. Joy is in self-love. Let's make sure we're creating a life of joy. And if you need help, my God, this is something I struggled with for years, being a workaholic and all that kind of crap, right? Contact me at talkdavid.com. 5 books for free on the website. 45 years as a counselor, #1 best-selling author, life coach, and minister. So let's work together. If you don't have enough joy, we'll find a way to get it. I'm David Essel. Talkdavid.com is the website. Have a great day.